Boom, monkeys. We are live. Welcome back to the Crypto Boogie channel. Shout out to my homies at the DGen Roundtable. I waited for those cats to finish up over there before I went live on this stream. We've got some interesting topics today that we're going to cover. Of course, I am seeing a special chart pattern on the Bitcoin chart. And this pattern is called a possible 3 stars in the south. It is a bullish signal, by the way, if it ends up playing out. As the title of the video states, Richard Hart speculation, BTC dip equals fire. And of course, we got to take advantage of this dip because that gives us a little bit more buying opportunity before January 10th comes around if Gary Gensler decides to approve the Bitcoin ETF. It's been a wild freaking doggone, what are we today, Monday? Yeah, I think we're Monday, man. It's been a wild Monday, if anything. But let's go ahead and acknowledge the moon gangers in the chat. None other than Mr. Freaking Smooth Brain. Bring the sauce, son. And he is my first moon ganger commenting on my freaking video tonight. And then we got nothing. I mean, we also got my other homie, Bring the Heat, Boogie. Hey, you got it, man. I will be bringing the heat tonight. Now, of course, you cats know that my last freaking stream, not my last stream, but my last channel was freaking demonetized. Well, it wasn't demonetized. It was nuked. And I think one of the YouTube policies I had violated was holding on to a rifle while on live stream. So I've been looking for freaking other ways to show you cats some weapons that I can go ahead and post on here without violating YouTube's policies. So let's go with the gun of the day. And it's funny because I chose this gun because I'm a comm block collector, man. I like comm block shit. I mean, I don't like comm block type government. I don't like communist government. But, dude, their weapon systems are off the chain. Freaking love the AK-47. I'm a big fan of the AK-74. And a big rifle that I'm also a fan of is none other than the SKS. Now, if you know anything about freaking collectors of comm block weapons, the value of comm block weapons tends to go up for the reason being that 922 compliance laws no longer permits imports of these weapons coming from freaking from Russia or from China. And I think they've even regulated Bulgaria. So what ends up happening, the supply ends up shortening up here in the United States. So since it ends up shortening up, guess what happens? The value of the freaking weapons go up. And what I'm talking about is none other than the SKS. And why am I mentioning this weapon? Because, dude, yesterday I got some FOMO and I bought 2 SKSs. Yes, I bought 2. I also bought some stripper clips with them, some bandoliers. One of them was a Chinese Norenko, and the other one was a Russian Tula, which is a collector's item. And one of the most sought out SKSs, believe it or not, is the Yugoslavian one. And I think the Albanians also make one. Those are the 4 main countries that freaking end up dropping freaking doggone SKSs. So let's go ahead and review a little video from Clayco47 on the SKS. I think it's pretty dope, and I wanted to show you cats this shit. I think it's off the chain. Let's check it out.
Well, we've got the bayonet out already, so why don't we just shoot it as such. Oh, dude, it's like a laser. It just can't miss.
And believe it or not, cats, I remember back in the day when I was a little freaking boy, man. I remember I went with my dad to the gun show in the area where we reside, and you could get these suckers for like 50, 60 bucks, man. I remember the gun sellers, they would open up crates, and you had like 6 or 7 of them freaking like all stacked next to each other. They came with slings, came with oil cans. You know what I'm saying? They came with a bunch of freaking shit. You know what I'm saying, dude? So, and I remember my father's friend, he wanted to buy an SKS, but he was one of those dudes that would always change his mind on the spot. So he was like, I want to buy it. I don't want to buy it. And he had been freaking telling my dad that he wanted to get his hands on an SKS. So my dad got pissed. He went ahead and he bought the rifle, dude, right in front of him. And he bought, I think it was 2 Chinese Norenkos, man. And he bought that old school Chinese freaking ammo, bro. Dude, you could get that ammo 7.62 by 39 cents on the dollar, son. I'm talking about freaking what, 7 cents per round? That shit was cheap back in the day, man. And it was so affordable. Now, the awesome thing about the SKS and the AK-47 is that it runs 7.62 by 3.9. And if you run that ammo, dude, it's perfect for hunting. That's more than enough to drop a freaking buck. You know what I'm saying? So let's acknowledge a little bit more people in the chat. None other than the hardest working trucker in America, el Mr. Tex-Mex presente. ¿Qué pasa, amigo? Now, cats, I want you guys to give a shout out to this fool. This dude grinds it out hard, man. This guy grinds it out hard when it comes to freaking OT, man. This fool wants to make it, and I've got no doubt in my mind, Tex-Mex, you're going to freaking make it, son. And then we got my other camarada, Nellyville. ¿Qué hubo le boogie? ¿Qué pasó, vato? And he is right. Give this video a like. I see 9 people here. So give this freaking video a like. And then we got Smooth Brain again. All those jewel profits, I hope, for the new collection. Yeah, son. And then we got none other than Mr. Agent J. Yo, my man. What's up, dog? Actually, Agent J, I was telling everybody, I was waiting for you guys to finish your stream so I can go live, bro. Fire stream, by the way. Do me a favor, cats. Go ahead and follow my homie, Agent J, at the DGen Roundtable. Agent J, feel free to share your link tree or your data here in the chat. I will go ahead and share it here for you because you are my dog. Well, since I ended up shilling your stream, I want to end up shilling mine as well. So I'm going to share you cats my doggone my link tree. And that is my link tree right there. Follow me there on Instagram, YouTube, and I think I've got Twitter on there too. So now I don't have a meme of the day, but I do kind of have a motivational meme. You know what I'm saying? So let's go and share that meme so we can go ahead and progress into the show because I know you cats are dying to know what's going on right now. So, ¿dónde está el meme? Where is this freaking meme, son? Here it is. And let's play this sucker. Now, when we make it to the top of the bull run, I know a lot of us cats are going to be very successful with the freaking gains and the things we learned in the Moon Gang. So listen to this fool. He's actually pretty correct about what he's talking about.
You get up $2.5 million. Any asshole in the world knows what to do. You get a house with a 25-year roof, an indestructible Jap economy shitbox. You put the rest into the system at 3 to 5% to pay your taxes, and that's your base. Get me? That's your fortress of solitude. That puts you for the rest of your life at a level of you. Somebody wants you to do something, you. Boss pisses you off, you. Own your house. Have a couple bucks in the bank. Don't drink. That's all I have to say to anybody in this social level. Did your grandfather take risks?
Yes.
I guarantee he did it from a position of you. A wise man's life is based around you. The United States of America is based on you. You're a king. You have an army, greatest navy in the history of the world. You, blow me.
And that is some vulgar words of wisdom, but nevertheless wisdom. And that's something that we should be doing, cats. That's once we get to the top of the bull run. Mechanics, you came just in time for the freaking meme, son. That was the only meme I had today. If you want to review the SKS video that I went ahead and played at the beginning, go ahead and do that. Just give that fool a freaking doggone follow. I think his name's Clayco47. You know what I'm saying? So let's move into the boring shit, sons. Let's hit up freaking Bitcoin. And let me tell you about this real exciting freaking pattern that I found. And it's called the freaking 3 stars in the south. It may end up playing out. All right. Almost had that. Let me get this prep for you cats. Now, I got to learn how to play music on this freaking YouTube shit, man. I got playing a little bit of music in the background, man, so it won't be so freaking quiet. You know what I'm saying? And unlike last stream, I let my dog outside, so he don't end up freaking bothering us and shit. Where's it at? Oh, yeah. Let's see. Okay, I guess the charts immediately changed on me, man. They kind of immediately changed. Maybe it's on Jewel. Yeah, there it is. It's on Jewel. It's not on Bitcoin. I'm sorry. Quote me on that, cats. So we are looking none other at the Bitcoin chart. And as you heard me on Zenith, on the stream that I had with Zenith from the DGen Roundtable, I had told you that the closer we approach the upcoming FOMC meeting, that we would probably get volatility, and that's exactly what happened. Of course, we are fastly approaching the 30-day mark, which go ahead and marks December 14th. And that'll probably be the day when we'll temporarily bottom out. I don't think we're going below 40,000. And I think this is a great buying opportunity. People are already panicking. It's amazing, man, how a lot of freaking normies, bro, as soon as there's a minor pullback, well, I guess with crypto, the pullback's a little bit stronger. They panic. They panic like as if they were females on the freaking Titanic, son. So, yeah, man, that's where we're at. Current values at 41,871. We should be having the CPI reading tomorrow, and that will probably entail what will happen on the 13th. So, tomorrow is the 12th. The way we go tomorrow will probably continue in a more aggressive manner as we approach the 13th. And I'm assuming that because that's just the way the market's going to play out itself. And as stated, I do not think we're going to cross that $40,000 threshold. Quote me on that. But I do not believe that's going to end up happening because, again, being redundant, I do believe that it is a psychological level because it is at $40,000. Now, not officially, but as per what I saw in the chart, the area that I have is at 39,834. It's almost about $200 short of freaking 40,000. But I think once we hit 40,000, that'll probably be the bottom that we get to before we continue rallying to the upside as we approach January 10th. If we go below 40,000 and my data is incorrect and my assumption is incorrect, then take advantage of that, cats. Take advantage of it and start DCAing into your favorite coins. Mind you, right now is not a bad time to DCA into your altcoins, by the way. I want to show you cats some data momentarily on Joule to see where we're going. But first, let's go over here to the 4-hour chart because I like fucking with the 4-hour chart and activate our EMA ribbon. And we broke below it on the EMA ribbon. And as you can tell, the current candle, because these represent 4 hours apiece, is trying to break back to the upside. Will it happen immediately? I don't think so. I think around the 13th or the 14th, we should be here at this $40,000 level. And then we'll probably start freaking going back up, give or take. Now, if we look at it on the daily with the EMA ribbon, we're using the EMA ribbon as support. And what do you cats notice right here on the upper portion of the EMA ribbon? It's acting as support. And what area? The psychological level of 40,000. Exactly 40,707, give or take. So I think we'll probably trend there a little bit, oscillate sideways before we start going back up. If we look at our current high, currently we are at about day 29, and the highest day we've had so far is going to be none other than on December the 8th. So far, of course, this will probably change, but I'll place it there anyways. And if anything, this is already turning out to be a right translated cycle. As we approach the 10th of January, let me go ahead and pull this all the way up to 60 days. As we approach the 10th of January, I think that's when we'll probably rally a little bit harder, for the reason being that if we do get the ETF approval and Gary Gensler decides not to go rogue, this will be an advantage for us. And it would be a possibility that we continue rallying up to 75,000. The next area that we do have to break to the upside is none other than 48,464. Once we compromise that and we hold that for about a week, I think we should be good to go, and we'll stay in that area within this box or this giant rectangle between these two freaking lines. Now, what's crazy, though, is that it would not surprise me. It would not surprise me, of course, this is being extremely bullish and doing a little bit of moon math, that we do get up to 65,000 before even the year 2025. It would not surprise me that we will be above 68,000 around October of next year, give or take. That's an assumption, though. I'm not saying that will play out, if anything, but that is an assumption. Now, if we look at our Bollinger Bands, one of the reasons that we did pull back to the downside is because, as stated before, you guys heard me say this, Icarus started flying too close to the sun, and his freaking wings made out of wax started to melt. Hence why we started trending to the downside. Let's check this out on the MACD. Oh, my MACD's acting stupid today. Well, not the MACD. Let me go ahead and get the RSI for you cats. indicators, because I want to show you guys the RSI. I got to get the best version of freaking doggone TradingView, man. If anything, bro, because dude, I use it so damn much. I think I rate freaking getting the best damn TradingView because I do use this a lot, man. I use it a shitload. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Now, we do see a little bit of divergence on the daily. It's not really volatile. Well, no, not really. Let's see. Yeah, it's a little bit of divergence. It's not too aggressive, if anything. But that explains why we're down here. Now, anytime that we pull over here below 49, that would be a super great time to buy. Nevertheless, right now would be a great time to buy altcoins, if anything. So now that we've seen the Bitcoin chart, let's move on to something a little bit more fun, cats. Let's move on to something a little bit more fun. I know you guys have been seeing the way Jewel has been trending. And I was saying that around the 14-day mark to about the 21-day mark of its 20-day cycles is when it would pull back to its most lowest point. Now, right now would not be a bad time to start DCAing into Jewel because it did start coming to the downside. And as you cats can tell, we are on day 13. Usually day 14 entails when we start dipping to the max. Of course, there could be anomalies and we could start trending to the upside, but I think that will probably continue to the downside. And it would not surprise me that we break this point of about 45 cents, give or take, and we continue trending to the downside. Now, if you guys see those two dojis next to the current freaking candle, we almost had something called 3 stars in the south. 3 stars in the south usually means that we go bullish. And that's usually a bearish engulfing candle followed by 3 dojis. This almost stayed as a doji. Dojis indicate that there's indecision in the market. And when you get that freaking bullish engulfing candle or bearish engulfing candle along with 3 dojis, we then start rallying to the upside. Of course, this one entailed different unless the freaking doggone bears fight it to the downside and we get a doji, then we'll start freaking rallying in an upward fashion, if anything. Now, right now would not be a bad time to DCA into Jewel, but I do think we'll go lower. And I think tomorrow will entail that, even though we're only printing a UTC candle right now, because remember, the UTC time frame starts at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if we look at Jewel and its MACD, it's slightly bullish. But it seems as if, let me go get this drawing tool here so I can show it to you cats, so I can show you what I mean. You get a better understanding of what I mean. It seems almost as if it's going to continue this way, this red line, and then you'll probably get the freaking blue line crossing some more, and then you'll get more freaking divergence to the downside, I think, at least. Currently, we are at about the 14-day cycle. The farthest that we can go out to the lowest on Jewel, in my opinion, of course, this is not financial advice, would possibly be over here all the way to about December 18th or possibly December 19th. Of course, as stated, being redundant and mentioning it over and over again, right now is probably the best time to DCA, for the reason being that we are trending to the downside. What I went ahead and did, I looked at some of my freaking doggone, because Jade has been unlocking on a certain schedule, and I went into the DeFi Kingdoms game. I pulled that Jade, and I went ahead and I freaking swapped it for USDT, and I've been waiting for this dip, and I've started a DCA on it. So if you cats are in that, that's not a bad idea, by the way. Know what I mean? Highest point that we do have on Jewel is day 10, and of course, this is, of course, a right translated cycle because we've already beat all of these. The next area that we do have to compromise on Jewel, in my opinion, would possibly be up over here at about $2.21. Of course, you can see that we do have these crazy wicks to the upside as the market was going down. And all those areas are significant areas of support that we do have to compromise. The next one that we do have to the upside would probably be these two candles right here, and that's at $1.20. This would not surprise me if it goes all the way back up to $22. Of course, this chart does not entail the whole story. I just like using freaking TradingView for the reason being that I can use a lot of the tools that I enjoy. I'm not a big fan of CoinTrader Pro. And mind you, if you cats follow Jewel on CoinTrader Pro, a lot of the data on there is incorrect for what I see. So food for thought, and I've thought this has been a little bit more consistent, if anything. Now, we did compromise this box that I had, which was an area of support that we did have from the time frame of June 22nd all the way to about freaking May 6th. Well, I'm sorry, July 2022 on the 4th all the way to about freaking May of 2023. We did trend around this box, and then we broke below it. And then hopefully some of you cats caught it here at the downside. You know what I'm saying? One of the things that I have been collecting on Jewel has been none other than the freaking Gen Zeros, if anything. The Gen Zeros have always been freaking probably the most valuable asset in the game. But then again, the Jewel token is the most liquid, and it is the easiest to sell. If you guys are in GameFi, by the way. With that stated, if you guys have not joined the Citadel, I would advise you to. They do have some Fight Club going on right there, right? And it is related to GameFi, guys. What is the first rule of Fight Club? You do not talk about Fight Club. But then again, how else can I get you cats in there? I mean, and I do want you guys to go ahead and freaking participate and make your bank as well. You know what I'm saying? So let's look at the freaking chat. Let's see what's going on in the chat. We got my homie Nate the Great, Smooth. Don't forget, we got my homie Angry Twinkie, the Ascending Man. ¿Qué pasó, amigo? What's up, dog? What's up, man? And we got my homie Will. I like how clean the charts look on your TA, you filthy animal. Yeah, man. Straight up freaking quote from freaking Home Alone. Know what I'm saying? All right. Now, I'm sure you cats know what's going on. And if you haven't heard it, the data just came out that Richard Hart has been subpoenaed. Of course, when I got the tweet and I identified it, I was driving and I was on the expressway. So I didn't want to crash during rush hour traffic. So I didn't want to share it in my Twitter because I wanted to verify the data was correct or incorrect. So let's look at what's going on with none other than Mr. Richard Hart. And of course, we will be checking out the EHEX chart and we will be checking out the pulse chain chart. Now, my amigo, freaking none other than doggone hexologist, he posted this data. Here's what we know. The SEC thinks Richard Hart has been served. Finland has different service of process rules that we do here different from what we do here in the US. A fundamental requirement of due process as any proceeding that is to be accorded finality is noted as reasonably calculated under all the circumstances to apprise interested parties of the presence of the pendency of the action and afford an opportunity to present their objections. Mulvane versus Central Hanover Bank in 1950 will be dropping a letter at his last known address work. I personally can't think of a judge who would agree that this was personal service, but I've never had to serve anyone overseas and have never dealt with the Hague process. I've had to serve people by what we call nail and mail, where you post to someone's door and mail them the certified copy, but that was only authorized after asking permission of the court. Number 3, if he was served on 1031 and the SEC considers it a good service, why haven't they moved for a default judgment? I did a little research, and if you waive Hague service, you get 90 days. But if you don't, you get 21. See below. Again, not an expert on this or even really familiar with the Hague servicing, having never needed to do it. Now, I have heard of deputies talk about stuff like this. What I mean by deputies, for example, there's a difference between a police department, a sheriff's deputy, and then you've got your constables who also have deputies. Deputies usually go out and issue freaking subpoenas so you can go to court. I'm assuming that in Finland, it's very similar to the British system. In America, we actually copied policing the way it was in England. Of course, it did evolve, and we developed the Constitution and things of that nature, and we put more regulations than the British have, so the people can be more free. But I have heard of cases before from some of my buddies that I have, because you go to the range, man, you make contact with a lot of police officers, and what a lot of the deputies do, especially in a divorce case or in a doggone child custody case, they end up serving the letters and they post it to your door, and that's considered official. I'm assuming that the Finnish deputies would probably be similar in this case. Now, I'm kind of glad this is occurring. And mind you, Hexologist just reposted this. And I'll go ahead and share this in the chat for you guys so you guys can review this, because this is a lot of reading. And I know you guys want the deets as to what's going on. And he posted it from a dude named Nuclear Herbs. Now, this is important because I do think we have to get these SEC case over with. If anything, if you check the data on chain on the Richard Hart ecosystem and a lot of the tokens that he has, the accusations were that he was using sacrifice money for his own personal gain. If anybody knows anything about Richard Hart, we all know that he was a wealthy individual prior to him developing Hex. So a lot of the money that he's been wasting has been his own personal money. And just like Crypto Coffee said, is it Crypto Coffee? Yeah, Crypto Coffee. The way, like he said, dude, look at the data on chain. None of the OA money has moved, if anything. So I think that we do need to get this over with. But nevertheless, I'm going to stick on my stance. And I do believe that eHex will outperform pHex, for the reason being that it's going to take a while before this freaking SEC case blows over. And finally, they come to a decision on it. And by then, I'm assuming we'll be at early 2026. I'm not saying Pulse Chain's not going to pump. I think it's going to do fabulous, but I do think eHex is probably going to do better. It would not surprise me if Richard Hart does give us an airdrop of PulseX on Ethereum, and he does adopt Ethereum on app.pulsex.com, for the reason being, and then it would not surprise me if he shills a lot of the wrapped Pulse on Ethereum side as well, because to bridge over at a high percentage during the gas fees, I think is going to be kind of detrimental to a lot of new people that want onto the crypto space, especially once Ethereum gets to those $7,000. I remember the gas fees when Ethereum was at $3,000. You're talking about $60 a transaction to send from one wallet to the next, and that was freaking wild. And I didn't want to pay that. So, know what I'm saying? And that's why I think that eHex is going to do a little bit better than pHex. Nevertheless, I think pHex is going to do great. I do think Pulse Chain is going to do great. So with that stated, let's go ahead and check out the charts on that shit. And I wanted to start off with none other than freaking eHex. And we're starting to get a small green candle. It looks like a hammer, if anything. And it is on UTC time. The current value of freaking eHex is at about, what, 47% of a penny, give or take. And it does seem that we are trending to the downside. What's the lowest this could go? I think we have a shitload of support where we're at right now. And I do think we'll continue having support over here at exactly 40 cents of a penny. Right now, we're at 47 cents of a penny. Let's activate the Bollinger Bands. And we do have room to travel to the downside. A decent area of support as well is at about 30% of a penny. Will it go down there? I know a lot of freaking Hexkins can't really stand that type of freaking heat. I kind of like it, and I think it's a good buying opportunity. Now, I was telling my homie Kennedy that right now is actually a great time to be buying T-shares, if anything. The last time Hex dipped to its recent low, which was, I think, at about 20% of a penny down here. Yeah, at about 27% of a penny. Dude, that was a great buying opportunity for freaking T-shares. And a lot of cats that were buying, they were just buying the bags and keeping them liquid. But a strategy that I did throw at my homie Kennedy, I told him, look, dude, I think the best play to do right now is if you're going to buy T-shares, buy them and do 2-year stakes. For the reason being that once this case blows over in 2026, I think that's when freaking Pulse Chain is going to take charge, or pHex is going to take charge, for the reason being that the case is going to be over and done with. I'm hoping that they give Richard Hart a speedy trial. And I think that would be a better time to buy T-shares for the future. For the future past 2 years, I would buy pHex and stake those out, if anything. If we do break below this 47% of a penny, and mind you, I've already got a lot of eHex, I'll probably be buying more, and I think we probably will. Especially if we come down here to about exactly 40% of a penny, man. I think this is a great buying opportunity, if anything. Now, since we checked the freaking doggone EHEX chart, let's do something boring now. Let's check out Ethereum. But first, we got to go to the chats. Let's see what's going on in the chats to see if there's anything new. My homie, Moonpilled, think EHEX will get back to its previous all-time in 2024, or with the news push that back to 2025? I think that well, it depends, man. Some people have a theory that in 2024, what's going to end up happening is we're going to have a shorter bull run. That's some of the theories some of these cats have. And they're assuming this because they're saying that the bear runs are getting bigger and the bull runs are getting shorter. But I don't think it's going to play out a whole entire year. At most, maybe a year and a half, man. So I think possibly by mid-2025, we should start getting another freaking hike to the upside. Let's check the charts, by the way. Let me check the charts to see when was the all-time high on freaking EHEX. And then we can go from there to assume where we would probably be at if we do go back to an all-time high. And that was around September, give or take. So it would not surprise me that in 2025, around June or July, August, that area will be when we get an all-time high as well. Now, I was sorry about that, guys. I got freaking flies, freaking shit, dog. I apologize about that. I remember when that shit happened to Ted Cruz. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I do think that we'll end up getting a freaking we'll probably get an all-time high around that time, give or take. I have seen some crazy charts predicting EHEX going up to $6. Of course, that's being extremely bullish. I like being a little bit more conservative when it comes to EHEX, if anything. So let's go over to freaking let's go over to doggone the Ethereum chart, because this is some of the token that I am. This is a coin that I'm slowly DCAing into, of course, and it looks very similar to that of Bitcoin. Very, very similar to that of Bitcoin. Currently, the value of Ethereum is at about 2238. I haven't been really following the 60-day cycles on this sucker as of late. So we were here. Let me see if I can get this for you cats. So I'm assuming, okay, that was there. Let me go and grab this tool over here and pull this down this way. And currently we're at about day 25 of the new cycle. The all-time high being over here on doggone December 9th. Now, will we go down to about $2,000? I'm hoping so. I don't think we will, though, because we do have two areas of support here at 2122 and 2142. But let's check this sucker out on the weekly, and let's see how it's doing with the EMA ribbon. I'm assuming that we're slightly under, if anything. And the EMA ribbon is hands down one of my favorite tools. And I apologize for the convoluted freaking for the convoluted chart. I mean, there's a lot of data that I wanted to follow on here, and we do have a shitload of support here at 1902. So hopefully we do break down here to the $2,000 area, and it gives us another buying opportunity, if anything. And going back to the daily, you could see that we have a shitload of support here at about 2187. To get down to about $2,000 or $2,000 range, we would have to get to the bottom portion of the EMA ribbon, if anything. And again, there's a shitload of support to the downside. I think Ethereum is a great buying opportunity, at least up to $2,200. I know Miguel is great. Well, he's big on at least buying Ethereum at about $2,500. I like $2,200, or getting, I mean, $2,400. I think that's a good area to buy, because I remember Ethereum sticking to $3,000 for a long period of time, the last bull market, if anything. So psychologically, it had that effect on me. And when you've got cats that had that same psychological effect, the prior bear market or the prior bull market, they're going to keep that mindset. So a lot of people that were in crypto back then are still here. A lot of the people that are really knee deep into crypto, like people in the Moon Gang, if anything. You know what I'm saying? Now, it would not surprise me if we come down here to about 2122 and then we start rallying to the upside. That would not surprise me. Let's go ahead and grab this freaking arrow right here and put it on this sucker. Of course, given this is a right translated cycle, the next area that we do need to compromise on the daily right now, in order for us to remain extremely bullish, would be here at about $2,900. or if you want to be a little bit more bearish, about 28.61. So let's go ahead and put a ray right here. And the reason I'm saying that is because we have these two candles over here, which printed out on May 4th of 2022. So we have these two candles here, and I think that's where we would be at about 29.37. Once we compromise that, man, shit, dude, we're probably going to be rallying hard. Give me a second, cats. Give me 1 second. I will be right back. I'll take like 2 seconds, if anything. All right, I'm back, monkeys. I am back. And to answer Angry Twinkie's request, he asked me, what's the fragrance of the day? And if you cats remember in high school when freaking Agua de Gio came out, you remember that shit was bomb. But I remember that sucker would only last on your skin for about, what, maybe an hour tops. So as of recent, I think this is probably the best Agua de Gio that's ever come out. And that's none other than Profumo. It is a black bottle over silver freaking over silver letters. Of course, this has been discontinued. If anything, let me go ahead and freaking stop the screen. This has been discontinued as well. I don't know why they discontinued this one, but from all the flankers of Agua de Gio, this shit has been the hottest, man. Especially if you cats that like rocking suits, man, or you want to smell freaking professional and still fucking sexy as fuck, this is what you go with, man. You can still get this sucker on eBay. It is worth the buy, man. The thing about a lot of these fragrances, believe it or not, they do maintain value like guns maintain value. I bullshit you not, son. Go to eBay and try to find the sucker. I would not be surprised if you can only get the sucker for about $200. This is hands down the best Agua de Gio they ever freaking made, bro. I think they've come out with a new one. I haven't really smelt it, but this one is dope, bro. This one is freaking dope. And then Nellyville, that's my shit. Hell yeah, dude. Man, trust me, bro. You rocking a suit or you want to freaking pronounce power, homie? Agua de Gio's the way you go, son. Agua de Gio, man. Dude, I got a big-ass fragrance collection, by the way, and it's a very mature scent. You know what I'm saying? And then we got my homie Moon Pill Rash Axe Body Spray. Hey, homie, you already married, dog. You ain't got to wear the freaking sexy, expensive shit, son. You know what I'm saying? You can rock that Axe Body Spray all you want, homie. But believe it or not, man, when you rock these fragrances, dude, trust me, bro, you get a lot of compliments, especially from the ladies. And it's a great freaking opening. And what I mean by an opening, like if you want to start a conversation with somebody, dude, rock this freaking spray, son. I mean, rock this spray and you will get compliments. Especially, I mean, you make contact with a couple pretty ladies, man. Dude, this is a great opener, bro. This is a great opener. You know what I'm saying? My average time on the skin, it lasts a little bit longer, about 4 to 5 hours. Of course, if anything, man, if you want it to last longer and you're going to be in a freaking open area, dude, don't be scared to overspray. Don't be a sissy sprayer, bro. Overspray that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Only if you're in an open area, son. Don't do this shit when you're about to fucking board a plane or you're inside a fucking Uber or some shit. I mean, who knows? Maybe the Uber would be cool, man, unless you travel a long distance. But overspray that motherfucker. Especially when you go to Vegas, man. You go to them freaking casinos. You walk in the freaking casino floors, man. Smell like fucking cigarettes. You know, one of my favorite fragrances that I've used when I go to Vegas is none other than freaking Tuxedo. Try find it. I think it's Yves Saint Laurent that makes it. And it's one of their special freaking line, dude. Dude, I've gotten compliments. And one night, I got about 8 or 9 compliments with that sucker, man. And about 4 of them were really attractive ladies. So, dude, tell me, I'm telling you, homie, fragrance is where it's at. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Kevin Samuels for that. Rest in peace, man. He made me a freaking fragrance addict. Facts. Overspray that motherfucker, Buggy 2023 colorized. You better damn believe it, homie. You better damn believe it. I was actually having a conversation with my homie Twinkie, and if you cats haven't gotten the chance to read Robert Greene's books, They are freaking off the chain, man. Of course, I would recommend that you first read the 48 Laws of Power. You need to understand how life works, man. And that's a fabulous book to freaking read. Another of Robert Greene's greatest hits is one called The Art of Seduction. And it tells you about freaking how there's different type of seducers from the male side, and there's different type of seducers from the female side. And it cites famous people in history like Cleopatra. Cleopatra was actually known for using a lot of fragrances, and that's how she lured a lot of her men when they just got off the battlefield, i.e., 2 Julius Caesars. You know what I'm saying? Or two of the Kaisers, if anything. You know what I'm saying? All right, cats. That was pretty fun. Thank you, freaking Twinkie, for reminding me about that shit. Now, do me a favor, like the video, share this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Because we're dropping some freaking alpha in here, from fragrance to weapons to freaking making money, son. ¿Qué más quieres? What else do you want? Getting a shitload of alpha in freaking 41 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, we do have to hit up one of the other coins out here. We'll hit up a boring coin. I think it's boring, but I think this coin's going to do fabulous. And you guys have heard me talk about it before. And you heard Charlie talk about it before. As a matter of fact, I did freaking talk about it the last stream. And that's none other than freaking Ton Token. Of course, as stated, man, as I share you the chart right now, we have probably started a new cycle on Ton. I wish I had more dinero right now because, dude, I'm aping it all into that fight club that I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? And we did hit a 23-day mark from the last 20-day cycle we did. And it looks like we're printing a brand new candle UTC time, and we're going to start rallying to the upside. So if you cats do have some extra dinero freaking left over, bro, and you want to participate in some of the social media cryptocurrencies, Ton is one of the ones to go. And that stands for Telegram. I think Telegram and X, also known as Twitter, which holds Doge, or Doge is probably going to be distributed there. I think these two tokens are going to be freaking fire, dude. And the reason I believe that is because you know you're going to get censorship from Instagram. You know you're going to get censorship from YouTube. You know you're going to get censorship from freaking doggone Facebook. So a lot of the people that freaking want alternative sources of media, they're either going to go to Telegram, they're going to go to Truth Social, which is not doing too well. That's Donald Trump's freaking social media platform, and none other than X. And I think that these three, I think that these two are going to do well, Doge and Ton. Dude, there's not much to cover on this chart other than showing you this part right here, that we've already finished our 23-day cycle. For you cats that don't understand cycles, think of it as arcs after arcs. So in other words, we started down here at we ended at a 24-day cycle. What happened? We went into an arc, a rainbow, and we went into a 16. And then we continued and we came down. And then we went into another arc. And then we went into another arc. So guess what's going to happen? We're probably going to get another arc to the upside. And it would not surprise me that we get above these $2.60, if anything. You know what I'm saying? Now, could freaking Ton Token continue to the downside? It is a possibility, even though Bitcoin's going down. The max I see Ton Token going, as far as it comes to the downside, would possibly here be around December 13th, if anything. And that's a very big anomaly. You don't get a lot of these 25-day cycles. They do happen, but right now would not be a bad time to DCA into Ton. If I had more capital, dude, I would be buying this token. I am extremely bullish on the Ton token. The only setback, though, is it's a freaking bitch to get. It's a hard-ass freaking coin to get. Now, I've heard a lot of people say some shit that, all you got to do is do some KYC on doggone freaking KuCoin, and then they let you use the site. Man, I've tried that 4 or 5 times. No, they don't. They don't let you use the site if you're in the U.S. And if you try to freaking implement a VPN on it, it's still going to ask you to KYC. And as soon as you identify you're from the U.S., boom, you're out the freaking. They're not going to let you on board, if anything. Now, for some of you cats that still have your foreign passports, like if some of you cats were born in Mexico, or you have a Mexican citizenship and you got a grandma that lives in Mexico, you can put that VPN on your phone for Mexico and then input her address along with your passport information. So you can go ahead and KYC into KuCoin. That way you can get some of the ton token. I had heard DCC said that you can get this on, let me check the app. But I tried it and it didn't work. I don't think our credit card companies are compatible. It's called Ton Keeper. I downloaded that app. They require, I think, a 24 pass seed phrase because it's a wallet / app where you can buy some freaking ton utilizing your freaking debit card. But it didn't work for me. I tried all 3 of the services they had, and it was to no avail. It didn't work. So I think the only other place you can possibly get it is probably on CowSwap. I would prefer if you guys get it on CowSwap. That would be better. But also, I think you can get it on Uniswap, if anything. You know what I'm saying? So there's not a lot of data to show you on this sucker. So we'll hit up one more token, and we'll call it a night. You know what, Moonpilled? You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and hit up freaking Polkadot for you, homie. We're gonna hit up Pulse Chain, and then we'll hit up Polkadot as well. You know what I'm saying? Dude, I can't stop laughing at this one. Overspray that motherfucker, Boogie. Oh yeah, dude. So let's hit up Pulse Chain, and then we'll hit up Polkadot, and we'll call it a night, dudes. We will call it a motherfucking night, son. Let's see. Polkadot. Oh, let's see. Wrap Pulse Chain. So currently, the Pulse Chain chart, current value is at about 4 zeros and a 4.9. Great time to DCA. We're about to hit an area of support at about 4 zeros and a 4.6. Could we break down lower? Absolutely. The next area of support is that mentioned area. Prior to that, after that, we have 4 zeros and a 4.3. Hopefully, we go down lower. I would like to catch it at 4 zeros at a 3.8. Of course, I've already got a shitload of Pulse Chain. I would want to get a little bit more PulseX for myself. You know what I'm saying? And currently, we just finished a 15-day cycle, and that was on November 30th. So let's see where we're at right now. We're currently at day number 12. So we've got at least minimal December 14th for a pullback. We're going to continue probably pulling back all the way to freaking December 14th because that's the earliest that you usually get a dump on the 20-day cycles. Max amount of time, I think we would probably be at a day 21, and that would be December 21st. So anywhere from the time frame of December 21st to about December 14th. That would be your best times. I would start DCAing now just in case because there can be anomalies, and we'll only do like a day 13 and we'll start rallying to the upside. But yeah, that would probably be the best time to start freaking aping in harder into Pulse Chain if you guys want to get a little bit more of that. You know what I'm saying? Now, the recent high that we did get on this cycle was none other than, let's check. This put us at a high of 66.56. This put us at a high of about 66.81. So this would be the recent high that we had right here on this day. So as stated, this would be, no, I'm sorry. It would be here because it's in between these two. I'm sorry. I was drawing up a new one. So that's the next area that we do have to compromise in order for us to continue rallying to the upside. Let me grab this box, pull it up this way because this is my bullish zone. This is once we break into this area, we're at normal price ranges for Pulse Chain. You know what I'm saying? And I think we'll eventually get there. You know what I'm saying? If anything. But that pretty much covers that, cats. Let me look up Polkadot for my amigo Moonpilled. Almost have that Polkadot. Ascending Man, you got it, man. Let's check out freaking Shrapnel as well, homie. I think I saved it. I think it's only been out for a couple days, though. Let's see. Do I have this sucker freaking prepped? So bear with me, cats. Bear with me. I'm trying to get you guys some Polkadot, son. DOT. And I do think, even though Polkadot, I like Polkadot more than I like freaking Cardano, if anything, man. Cardano bores the fuck out of me, dude. You know what I'm saying? Where the hell is my freaking dot, son? Here it is. Found it. Oh, wow, man. Dot's been doing damn well, son. And you even got a motherfucking ascending scallop on this bitch. Let me show you cats what I mean. Almost have had a dot. I haven't been measuring the 20-day cycles on this sucker, but what we have here is what you call an ascending scallop. And those tend to be extremely bullish. Of course, we are getting a pullback. Let's do a little bit of measuring on this sucker. Let's do a little bit of measuring. Current value of DOT is at about $6.98. The recent high that we got, and I wouldn't be surprised, we're already going to start a new cycle on it. It was $7.65, if anything, on DOT. Let me go ahead and erase this sucker here. And let's measure the days on this sucker. And I'm hoping you cats are learning how to measure 20-day cycles, because if you guys learn how to measure 20-day cycles, man, it's not hard to do on the charts. If you at least learn how to do that, man, you'll be able to freaking do a couple of, what do you call that, man? Ratio trading, or buying higher, or I'm sorry, selling a little bit high because you know the 20-day cycle is about to end, and then buying lower, hence cultivating your crypto. If you guys got the time, I know a lot of us don't, you know what I'm saying? So if we grab this tool here, mind you, it's this tool, sucker. It's called Date and Range, and you can get it on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On the 5th box, you get the options of getting Date and Range, and it's all the way down here. And that's how you measure this sucker. So you pull this from here to there, and guess what you get? What did we get right there? Exactly 20 freaking days. So from here, boom, all the way to here. That was 20 days. Our high was exactly at about the 18-day mark. So we could continue to the downside, but I don't know if we'll break past below freaking $6.32. Right now would be a good time to DCA into DOT if you guys want to fill up those bags and stake them on Fearless Wallet, you know what I'm saying? And the next area, wow, man, and we did compromise. Dude, this is definitely a right translated cycle. The next area to compromise, which is not impossible, would be $7.93. Once we beat that and we hold that for about a week, let's say example purposes, let's say next Monday we break above, we go all the way up to $8, or we go all the way up to $8.50. As long as we stay above $7.93 for a whole week, and we close out on Friday above that amount, you'll probably end up holding that price. So that's what we got on DOT. So moon pilled, food for thought, man. That is not right now is not a bad time to DCA into DOT. We can go a little bit more to the downside and end up pulling off like a 23-day or something like that, dude. But dude, what's the difference, man? I don't think we'll break below, even though Bitcoin's been kind of bearish, even though I don't think we'll break below $6.32, man. That would be a little bit too much. Maybe we'll come down here to $6.39, but I don't think we will. I think we're starting a new cycle on DOT, if anything. Now, my amigo, the ascending man, you know what I'm saying? My amigo, the ascending man, wants to see none other than doggone freaking shrapnel. Let's check out the shrapnel token. I did save it when I was talking to my homie Zenith. And let me go to my deck screener. Get this sucker. Watch list. Where is Shrap? Here it is. Boom. Shrap token. Present. I'm glad I saved that sucker. You know what I'm saying? I'm so glad I saved that sucker. Shrapnel came down. It did pull off. I mean, this is the beginning phases of Shrapnel. It's only been out for about, 26 days? I know the game's been out for a longer period of time, but I think the token was recently launched. Quote me on that. I'd have to read the white paper. I think it was launched on November 16th. We are trending to the upside. We did get a high here on about day 20, and we continued to the lowest point on day 25, which was basically today, and it looks like we're starting a new cycle to the upside. Will we get below 29 cents? I don't think we will. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if we get down to 31 cents, but I don't think we'll break below 21 cents. There's not a lot of data on this chart, so let's look at it on the 4-hour. Let's see what information we can get. Of course, the 4-hour chart, I only really like using it for the EMA ribbon. It is good for swing trading, by the way, if you're trying to do that and if you've mastered how to do that, you know what I'm saying? But if anything, I am noticing that it is kind of bullish the way it's going. I mean, we got this trend line here, and it just slightly broke below on the dates from November 28th all the way to about November 30th. So it wasn't a long period of time, man, that we broke below this trend line on the 4-hour chart, man. So there's not much data on this sucker, if anything. We can look at the volume as well, and we are getting a lot of volume to the upside on the 4-hour, but let's check it out on the daily. The highest amount that we did get was here on December 6th as far as volume goes. Today's volume has not yet compromised because this is UTC volume. Of course, I mean, these coins are UTC time. Let's see if we compromise today's volume, if anything. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think... No, there's not much data I can get this on you, Cass. You can see the Bollinger Bands a little bit, and it seems like it wants to touch to the upside of that. But, dude, this is not enough data, if anything. But that's where we're currently at right now, Sending Man. You know what I'm saying? How's DGen Roundtable coin performing? Are you serious, homie? Did you guys already launch that? Let's see. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it, man. If anything, you better not be screwing with me, Taint. You better not be screwing with me, homie. Let's see. DRT on Pulse Chain. DRT. Oh wow. You serious? It's been out for what, 2 days, give or take? If this is the correct one, I'm assuming. Ay. You guys are just fucking around, right? We're what, freaking 5 zeros and a 3-1, if anything. We had a top here at about 5 zeros and a 2-3. Now let's check this sucker out on the hourly. Oh, look at that, man. You got a little rainbow pattern at least, homie. Not much data on this bad boy, you know what I'm saying? You guys screwing with me and shit. You know what I'm saying? All right, cats. That pretty much covers it. Do me a favor. Like the freaking video. Share this video. Let me give you my freaking handles. On Twitter, it's US_crypto_boogie. Here on YouTube, it's the same thing. US_crypto_boogie. Now, on my Instagram and on my Rumble, it's just crypto_boogie. Don't forget that underscore, because other than that, you'll get some fat dude freaking playing video games on YouTube or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Let me see if I can get you cats my link tree, if anything. Let me get you cats my link tree, son. And make sure you follow me on all these platforms. Now, the more follows I get, the more freaking people that follow me and shit, the more motivated I am to come on here and do TA for you cats. You know what I'm saying? And as much that, and I want to make sure you guys freaking make it out here. You know what I'm saying? So this is my link tree. Make sure you guys follow me. Share me with your family as far as my socials go. You know what I'm saying? Share me with your friends as far as my socials go. And I will catch you guys on the flip side.